Chash and Flow fam, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then stick around, see if you love me, and if you do, then subscribe and turn your notification bell. If you're not new here, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. And let's get right to this video. So this video is actually kind of serious. It's not kind of serious, it's for real serious, like for real. But I'm just in one of those moods. You know, maybe I shouldn't have done this video today. Am I lying? I'm lying a little bit because I'm not in a good mood, but I'm in a hyper energetic mood, which is why I decided to record the video, because I have all this energy that I don't really know what to do with. But let me calm down. Okay, so basically today we're going to talk about my update from basically the ectopic pregnancy video that you've already seen. These videos may be back to back. I'm not really 100% sure because I'm not really sure when they're going to come out. I thought I was going to take a break only from like November and then, you know, come back, or only in October and then come back in November. But as it turns out, I probably will not be coming back to YouTube till possibly December. So if you guys want to see me at all, you probably would have had to go to my couples channel to see what I've been doing, because I've been doing most of my videos with my fiance, preparing for Vlogmas and everything like that. So that's pretty much it. And so much stuff has happened that like a lot of the stuff that I had planned to come back afterwards just hasn't been set up yet. So it's just a whole lot. But yeah, so let's just get right into this video. Sorry, it took me a long time to get to this point, but we're gonna get right into this video. So the last time you guys saw the last video that you guys saw about the ectopic pregnancy was basically me just kind of going through the emotions. And at the time, I don't think I had really gone through emotions. Like I had cried, I had been upset, I had been like down a little bit, but I hadn't really gone through like the nitty gritty emotions, like the emotions of guilt and shame and feeling like there's something wrong with my body, feeling like, you know, frustration. Me and my fiance, like we was having some problems, and it wasn't due to either of us necessarily. It's just both of us dealing with our pain in our own separate way. And then I had this era where like people started to find out about the ectopic pregnancy. If you guys know anything about me, you know I'm pretty private most of the time, and usually when I bring something to the internet, it has already been the case and I've already dealt with it on some level for a while before I ever bring it to the internet in any form or fashion, if I ever bring it to the internet at all. Because I hadn't even brought it to the internet that I was pregnant of any type of capacity, and that I found out about the ectopic pregnancy. And so that I waited a little while. I didn't even tell my own father for about a week. And he was one of the first people I called when I found out I was pregnant. But I needed some time to really deal with the emotions myself. And I needed some time to make sure that me and my fiance, that we were on good terms and in a good place to where I could talk about it publicly without it hindering us in any kind of way. So when people asked him questions or people asked me questions, it didn't become an issue between us. And I wanted to make sure we were both in a good place. And that kind of took a little bit of time because he dealt with it in his own kind of way. He had to see me in a kind of way where I was pretty much broken, like I was down and I was depressed and I was literally physically unable to do certain things, unable to move around. And him seeing me in that light in and of itself impacted him in a really negative way. Like it really messed with him, and you know, he was dealing with that, and then I was dealing with the fact that, you know, I felt like less of a woman. I felt like, you know, what kind of woman, you know, can't carry her child? Like, no offense to anybody who's ever also gone through this, but I just, you know, started having all of these emotions about myself, really, that I never really understood how other people, when other people say, oh, when they have miscarriages or ectopic pregnancies, I've heard other women talk about how badly they felt about themselves as women. And I didn't really understand it because I was just like, oh, that's not your fault, sis. Like, da-da-da-da. Like, I was always that was my thought process. I never said that, but I was thinking like, how could you blame yourself, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm in a situation and I definitely see how you could blame yourself. Even if logically I know like I did not do anything to cause this, it still feels like this is my body, and if I'm not the reason, then what was the reason? Like, so now I'm in a much better place. I'm in a much better headspace. We've already talked about like when we're going to try again. We weren't trying that time. It just happened, but we're going to be a lot more careful. And we started talking about when we're going to actually try. And the original plan is going to stay the plan. We decided to wait until after we actually go through with the wedding, because we're getting married next year in October, and I want to be able to, one, fit into my wedding dress and not look pregnant, and two, I want to be able to say that when we did get pregnant that we were already married. And I know it's not the way everybody does things, which is fine, do it how you want, but that's how I want to do things. And I wanted to make sure that we were going to be in a better place than we are now. It's just we have too much transitional things going on in the moment, trying to move, trying to build certain specific substantial things. Now we're taking our YouTube channel more seriously. Now we're, you know, taking other things more seriously and trying to, you know, get stuff together and save for a wedding, and it's too much to be trying to also worry about, you know, saving for a baby, taking care of a baby. Like, we got too much other stuff going on. So we're just like, then after we get past that point where we've gotten married and, you know, we've gone on our honeymoon and we're like settling down, then we'll start trying for a kid. So we've gotten to the place where we're talking about that. And I started going to therapy again. So I have weekly sessions with a therapist virtually, and that has been that has been crazy, because even though I got on there to talk about the ectopic pregnancy and I got on there to talk about my emotions, there was a whole lot of stuff that ended up being unfolded and revealed and than I expected and that I anticipated. And there was like a whole lot of other things going on in my mental and my subconscious and my emotional that I didn't realize that I had going on, that I wasn't dealing with, that has to do with me being a workaholic, me throwing myself into my work, me having issues with mental illness, and just the way that I do things, the way that I do not take care of myself. It all came front and center, and it became a little bit more realistic. So I've had to make certain changes in my life, which is why you guys are going to get a new updated morning routine video, because my morning routine has now expanded because of the things that was said in the therapy session and the discussion that I had with my therapist. My morning routine has expanded quite a bit. Now my morning routine can be as long as like 2 hours long just to get to my morning routine. I don't get up any earlier. I still get up. In fact, now I think I get up later intentionally because of what was discussed in my morning routine. Just giving myself a lot more grace and not putting myself under so much pressure and not forcing myself to do and deal with so many different things all the time. And when I feel tired, just stopping and things like that. So, you know, I've gone to therapy, dealt with that. I feel really sad. I think about quite often what would have happened, like what would I be like, what would I be going through right now if the pregnancy hadn't turned out ectopic? Like, where would I be in my pregnancy right now, and what would I be feeling, what would I be going through? And I think about that often. In fact, I was just thinking about that this morning. I was getting dressed and I just sat there and I was just like, what would I be going through? Like, if I was pregnant right now, like, would my stomach be hurting? Would I be nauseous? Would I be out of energy? Like, what would be going on with me at 10 weeks pregnant, 11 weeks pregnant, you know? So that's kind of interesting. But that's pretty much it, you guys. I feel like I've really gotten to the point where I'm okay. I can talk about it. It's not emotional. I will say that, the thing that's been really irritable for me lately is, like, since I started talking about it on social media, I've had people who I'm cool with, people who I know, like, that are cool with me, come at me in a certain way about my ectopic pregnancy. Like, I've had some people, like, I have a specific friend who comes to mind, who reached out to me, was like, hey girl, I saw your video on your couples channel about your ectopic pregnancy, and I just love you, and I just want to let you know that, and I want you to let you know I'm here if you need me. That was great. In fact, I appreciated that message, especially from this particular person, because it's somebody who is near and dear to my heart, even though we don't ever really talk, like, ever, but they're still like, I love that girl. So, like, hearing that from her was just like, you know, it was just really nice to hear and everything. But then I had specific people come up to me and be like, why didn't you tell me? Why I found out from the internet instead of from you directly? Why why you didn't call me when it first happened? Blase, blase, blase. Like, does such and such know about it? Why do they know about it and I don't know about it? And I'm just like, what? Like, I'm sitting here talking about a traumatic experience or something that happened to me, and somehow you made it about you. Like, what? Like, can you say that? Like, it pissed me off. And this is actually, like, semi-recent, because, like I said, recently is when I've actually started coming out and talking about it. Because for, like, the first 2-3 weeks, I wasn't talking about it at all. Nobody on the internet knew, period. Like, nobody was hearing about it. But then I decided to talk about it on my couples channel, and I posted it on my business page, just to talk on my business page about how, you know, I was able to take a break and take a step back from my business, and my business still kind of ran like clockwork. But, and then I kind of talked about, like, but then I have people coming up to me, instead of saying, hey, I love you, just here if you need me, it's just more like entitlement, like, why you didn't share your trauma with me? And I'm just like, what? Like, if you really love me like you say, why do you care about the fact that I didn't tell you? Why isn't your first response, are you okay? Why is it your first question is, do you need anything? Why is it your first, like, none of that was what you said. You're just like, why didn't you tell me first? Why wasn't I the first to know? Oh, and then somebody, I had a few people be like, oh, first you didn't tell me about your engagement until way after the fact. I find out from a YouTube video that was a couple months after you got engaged, and the next thing I know, you had an ectopic pregnancy, you didn't tell me. And I was just like, y'all can kiss the whole black part of my okay, because then people actually got blocked, to be honest, because that's where I'm at right now. Like, you just go get blocked. I'm not about to play with you. Like, I'm not about to play with you. Like, you just not gonna hear from me. You're not gonna see me. Since you couldn't be satisfied with finding out when I decided to share it with everyone, you just ain't gonna know nothing ever, unless you hear it on the grapevine, because I'm not dealing with it. Like, it's just not in my capacity at this moment in my life to deal with BS from anybody in any way, on any level, on any fraction. It doesn't matter. I'm not dealing with it today. So that's basically where I'm at. I'm in a good place as far as, like, mentally and emotionally. I feel a lot better. I'm not 100% over everything. I'm not like, oh, it's nothing. Like, that's not, I don't know if that'll ever be the case, because this was something I really wasn't expecting. It was threw me off simply just for it to have found out that I was pregnant, and then for me to find out I was pregnant and to start to get excited and happy about that, and then immediately lose the pregnancy was kind of like, oh, what the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. That's what's going on, and I just wanted to share it with you guys and let you guys know, you know, I'm coming back. Now that you see these videos is just letting you guys know I am coming back. I'm coming back, opening up and talking to you guys about what I've been going through and the situation that has been my life for the past little while, because I feel like you guys deserve to know. I feel like you guys would want to know and everything like that, and I love you guys dearly. And so I wanted to, you know, be a little bit more transparent on my YouTube channel. But yeah, we're probably not gonna do this a lot. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, unless it's like a coffee talk life update video. Y'all probably not gonna get a whole lot of that from me. Speaking of coffee, yes, I got McDonald's coffee. Don't judge me, okay? I was in a rush. McDonald's was right there. So, but anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I don't know if I could say enjoyed this video, but if it's something you can relate to or whatever, if you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about my feelings, or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but if you guys are okay with this, if you guys like this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. Comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you've experienced anything like this and you want to talk about it, then feel free to talk about it in the comments, or you can DM me directly on Instagram, cherishingflow_ on Instagram, cherishingflow on everything else. You guys can feel free to message me, DM me directly. I look at my messages, so I will reply. I ain't nowhere near where your messages will get lost in the sauce. So please message me. Thank you. Welcome to all the new subscribers. You guys who came one of my videos with Tiara J. Like, you guys really loving that video, and y'all subscribed and everything. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Anyway, I love you guys ever so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.